Zombies, much like the humans they once were, are a genre that just won't die, which is lucky for us, as now there are hordes of fantastic titles centered around the necrotic shufflers. So if you have a hunger to try some out, and hopefully not a hunger for brains, here are 6 of our favorites on iPhone and iPad for you to get your hands on. Survival and salvation are always the destination in a zombie apocalypse, but the journey to get there is open to all sorts of shenanigans, as you will find out in Death Road to Canada. This dungeon crawler with a modern zombie-filled twist will have you driving through a gore-splattered, pixeled, randomly generated rendition of the USA as you try to make it north of the border. But supplies are needed for the road trip, and they're hard to come by, so you'll be stopping off anywhere you can to try to stock up. Maybe you'll go alone, or enlist some other hitchhiking survivors you've picked up along the way, though it may turn out the most difficult part of the end of the world isn't fighting your way through scores of the undead, but having to put up with the obnoxious living. A mix of genres, full of humor and tough challenges, you'll want to have this one in your pocket. Following up on its very successful initial title, Into the Dead 2 brings back all of the first-person auto-running action, but this time with a heavier emphasis on gunplay. Sprinting through a world overrun by the undead, you'll be ducking and dodging your way across ghostly landscapes, where danger could be lurking around any corner, all in the hopes of being reunited with your daughter. With over 60 courses to go through in the story mode alone, and scores more with the side quests and daily events, you'll be cycling through an ever-expanding arsenal to find your perfect setup, upgrading the weapon stats along the way, and also having company in the form of wolves, tigers, and bears. Oh my! A perfect balance of a quick pick up and play model and a surprisingly rich gameplay. You definitely won't want to put this down. Turning the classic zombie apocalypse story on its head, you'll be trying to spread the plague as best you can in Infectinator. This colourful pixelated romp will see you starting out with unsealing a biochemical canister in the street, turning the innocent citizens into shuffling flesh bags. And result, exactly what we wanted. Now you have to try your best to tear your way through every living creature and keep your newly risen army of the undead alive enough to take down the waves of soldiers and armed forces that try to put you down. Completing the tasks and conquering the cities will result in you filling your coffers with coins, which you can then use to upgrade your scourge for better execution. Eating the rich never felt more apt. Though not an undead title at its core, the Call of Duty franchise has always boasted a very popular zombie mode, and that's been carried on over to the pocket entry for Call of Duty Mobile. Going alone, or teaming up with other players in order to fight off waves of the advancing dead, you'll be running around to annihilate the shufflers, but always remember to aim for the head and keep an eye on your ammo reserves, lest you get caught short. With console quality visuals, oodles of rewards and unlockables, and easy to play controls, whether via touchscreen or an external controller, you'll be agog that you get to experience all of this for free, all from the palm of your hand. A classic within its own right, spawning sequels and multiple spin-offs and popularizing the lane defense subgenre, you still can't beat the sunflower harvesting, pea shooting experience of the original Plants vs. Zombies. The undead are taking over the world, and the best way to fight them back is with nature itself. Choosing from dozens of different sentient plants, each with their own unique abilities, you'll be strategizing and planning your best course of action in order to hold back the encroaching hordes. But don't let the cartoony graphics and the cute floral design fool you. There's a layer of difficulty which will catch you out unless you are really paying attention. Strewn with fun little mini games and even having the chance to turn the tables to control the zombies themselves, there's a reason why this title still keeps shuffling into our hearts. One of the most compelling parts of the zombie genre as a whole isn't necessarily focusing on the dispatching of the undead, but rather highlighting the stories of those who are surviving. Telltale's The Walking Dead is less of a game and more of an interactive movie. Taking place in events running parallel to the original property, you'll find yourself deeply invested in the outcomes of those trying to reckon with a world where the dead have begun rising to feast on the living, and your input as the observer of these events will have knock-on consequences you won't even realize until later down the line. With a cast of incredibly written and acted characters, multiple chapters, and branching story endings, you'll find yourself hooked as you start questioning how you'd react in the situations they're finding themselves in. Filled with incredible nuance and gut-wrenching emotion, this game will stay with you well after you've put it down. And that was our pick of some of our favorite zombie games available on iPhone and iPad. Do you agree with our choices? Are there any titles that you feel are more deserving? Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.